North Carolina's home for real arts, real lineage, real training. This is Jason here at RMAA. This week, instead of an email response, it's my response to a blog post I read. I was on a website called jamesclear.com. It's a really good site if you've never been on it. But he wrote a post about the truth about motivation. And he starts off with a quote from a book called The War of Art, Break Through the Blocks, and Win Your Inner Creative Battles by Steven Pressfield. The quote goes like this: at some point, the pain of not doing it becomes greater than the pain of doing it. What he's talking about here is the pain of having your finger amputated will motivate you to sit in the doctor's waiting room for 2 hours waiting to be prescribed antibiotics. One outweighs the other, and this is what will get you going. Now, humans in general prefer homeostasis, meaning we just like things to stay as they are. We like knowing what's going to happen. We don't really like change too much. So unless we're avoiding pain, what's going to motivate us? Say you watch a YouTube video and you're like, hey, I want to do that. Well, that's inspiration. That's not motivation. Motivation is the result of a habit. So it's kind of like the positive outcome of an action you're doing is what motivates you to keep doing this. Or it could be like what James Clear was talking about in the beginning of his blog about the avoidance of pain. So here's my kind of take on this, what's going on here. You have inspirational and motivational. Inspiration is what gives you or sparks the idea. Motivation is the positive outcome of a habit or an action that you're doing. So let's say you're watching a YouTube video and you're sitting there and you're like, you're inspired and you want to do this. How come you don't follow through with it? Well, it's one of two reasons. One, you don't believe in the motivation, meaning like, say you want to quit smoking, but you don't truly believe that cigarette smoking causes lung cancer or any harm to your body. Well, if you don't believe it, then you're not going to do anything about it. There's no positive reward to quit. There's no negative effect to continue smoking. The second reason why people don't follow through with things is people can't see the motivation. They're too far from the goal. What I mean here is, so you're watching a YouTube video and you see this guy doing muscle ups and you're like, that's badass. I'm going to run out there and learn how to do muscle ups because it's the coolest thing I've seen. So you haul ass down to the park, you jump up, you grab onto the pull-up bar and your fat ass slips off within 2 seconds. You're too fat and you're too weak. This is what you realize. You go home and you forget all about it. Well, the failure there motivates you not to do this. So what we were talking about is developing the habits with a positive outcome, and this will push you forward. So what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to realize that you're going to have to make small changes. You can't shoot, like if your goal doesn't line up with what you're doing, you're going to set yourself up for failure. So you know you're fat and you're weak, and you know there's no way in hell you're going to do a muscle up. So what you do is you go home, you make a little schedule out. Don't take a lot of time doing the schedule because you'll just suffer from analysis paralysis, and you'll feel good. Yeah, I'm doing busy work. I'm planning. I'm doing this. I'm watching videos on how to do this, all this preparation. Don't do that. Sit down, 5 minutes, make a schedule, be done with it, stick to it for 1 week. So say you sit down and you decide, I'm going to do push-ups from my knees every other night, and I'm going to stop drinking sodas. Well, at the end of the week, you review. Did you aim too high? Did you aim too low? And you adjust. So you go from there and you do this every week, only allowing yourself 5 to 10 minutes. Don't overplan or anything. Don't sit there hooked on watching these things that you find inspirational. Actually take action. Create something that you're going to follow through with. Have it at a level that you can get a positive result. This positive result will push you forward. So now all of a sudden you say it's 3 weeks later, you can do the push-ups, you've quit soda. What do? Well, you have to again have something positive happen to keep you motivated to go forward. So now you have to adjust this habit that's become a routine. So you increase it a little bit and you just keep doing this every week until you've obtained your goal. But don't set yourself up for failure aiming too high, because failure is not going to motivate you. One step at a time, week by week, changing these habits into routines, and you keep going always looking for, to challenge yourself at a level that you can get a positive result. This positive result is what will motivate you to keep going forward. So you got to keep the momentum rolling, one thing after the next, one little change after the next. Think about it this way. Pick some time in your life when you had a personal or financial crisis. I can guarantee you got through it, or else you wouldn't even be here. But think of how you got through it. Your back was to the wall and you accomplished something spectacular. You probably still look back on what you did with fond memories. Why? Because you had a positive result. You were really pleased with yourself, how you had all this weight on your shoulders, but yet you managed to come out ahead. Same thing here. You're going to survive. Just kind of take small steps, get moving towards your goal, get a positive result. That positive result will motivate you to keep going. Hopefully this helps you out with getting wherever you want to go, and we'll see you next week.